Chris here from AV.technology. I'm here with Patrick from Q-SYS. Familiar face to many. Thought I'd just catch up at ISE 2026 to find out what's new and also find out a little bit about what the overarching strategy is going forward. So, Patrick, first up, RoomSuite Modular System.
I'm actually going to start with the impetus behind this and talk a little bit about the ethos of Q-SYS. So the way that we think about systems is a little different than most manufacturers, and in fact, this is the way that we want customers to begin to evaluate their choices. We like to think about, instead of starting at the application, or again, a lot of the times customers will go into solving a problem by looking at, okay, well, I need a collaboration solution, or I need a BGM solution, or I need something for my communal spaces. And they forego the rest of the building. And that's kind of where Q-SYS hits its sweet spot, is that we would invite everybody to think about places, which is the entire building, the spaces that live within those buildings, and the applications that nest within them. Because ultimately, a platform solution like Q-SYS is going to allow the applications to be bound within a space, rather than having to kind of like individually pair these disparate boxes together. Q-SYS provides that. And then you take it one step further and say, how can the data that lives within each of these spaces serve the entire building and create a holistic experience rather than siloing them into singular spaces? So,
right, okay. So do you have aspirations to be a platform beyond AV? Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, those are your words, not mine. But I mean, like, in a building, there is lots of data and experience to be managed and connected. We believe that Q-SYS is that, are those tendrils for that connection.
So there's BIM systems that are taking that information, but you're, I guess, looking at that and go, oh, actually, Q-SYS could probably do that even better.
I mean, I think what we're saying is that each of those systems could benefit from each other's connection. And we believe that Q-SYS could be that connective tissue.
Gotcha.
And again, like, that's kind of where we got to RoomSuite, is that if you think about the workplace, Q-SYS traditionally has been this powerhouse in what we're calling high-impact spaces, which are super nuanced, customized solutions, big divisible spaces, executive boardrooms, all-hand spaces. These are spaces that the experience is paramount and oftentimes requires a lot of customization, which is great because Q-SYS is this open canvas for which you can build anything. However, if you think about the entire workplace, not every room is a highly nuanced, customized place. You have these other spaces that could benefit from a little bit of standardization and scalability.
And in between.
Correct. Those spaces in between. And that's where RoomSuite comes in. So, what we came out with a couple weeks at our Activate launch is called RoomSuite Modular System. So there's two devices. Let me describe the processor first. So the processor, again, like, we're looking to solve three big problems with RoomSuite Modular System. We want to minimize the amount of connected boxes that you have to design. We want to solve the integration challenge of individually customizing something. And then you want to bind them all together with your high-impact spaces. So we start with a processor. Again, like, if you're familiar with Q-SYS, this is not a core. This is a bespoke processor designed for collaboration. And how it does this is, again, we're taking a network switch, combining that into a AV to USB bridge. It's also a video encoder and decoder. And you're also doing a little bit of room control. So we can use sensor data to turn a display on and off. And then this lives obviously behind the display, feeds the display. And then at the table, when you have to do a BYOM scenario or connect a laptop, you have a proximity to that. You put this at the table, plug your laptop in, deliver audio, video, and bridging to this device. So again, like, that takes care of the hardware. On the software side, there's no programming. Anybody that's aware of Q-SYS programming, again, like, I run a lot of the training for Q-SYS, so we're big advocates for training. This is not a device that is going to require training. This is a web-based GUI configuration that you can do in a couple of minutes without any official training, super duper easy. It's got a room configurator where it's going to ring the room out, play tones, the microphone's listening, and by the end of it, your room is fully configured. And then the last bit of it is the idea that, again, we're binding RoomSuite to the rest of the system. So your RoomSuite modular system is feeding up to our cloud-based solution called Reflect, and it lives, its data automatically delivered to the cloud, lives alongside the rest of your enterprise. So your boardrooms and your high-impact all-hand spaces that data can be seen in the same place of all of this. The other thing that the cloud is going to do is allow you to push firmware updates, to push standardized UCIs across the enterprise. And so again, like that cloud is definitely binding the rest of the solution to your enterprise.
On the face of it, you take away the network connection, maybe the USB-C connection, and it looks a little bit like something Crestron or AMX might have produced 20 years ago.
I mean, if you take that route, I would apply the same logic that I just said about, okay, well, yeah, in a standalone box, yeah, for sure. Like, if you're going to deploy Run Room, this is probably not that much different than what our competitors.
I guess sort of the back to the future thing is you're, as a company, recognizing that the sort of distributed approach has advantages. Like you can upgrade rooms and not have downtime. Is there anything else behind the philosophy of just?
Again, I think the sweet spot, no pun intended, for RoomSuite is for Q-SYS systems that already exist in the field that want to take advantage of a little bit of scalability. Again, our competitors design great solutions for a single room, but if you want to do 50 of these and want them to commingle its data with the rest of the enterprise, that's where Q-SYS hits its sweet spot.
Gotcha. That's good, Patrick.
Thank you.
Well explained. Thanks for the background ethos stuff, because I think that's important, so that's cool.
Of course. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.